Hi, my name is Sarah Gottschalk, and today I will be interviewing Dr. Ganal for the older adult interview assignment. First, I would like to ask, what type of social media do you use?
Okay, good question. I sort of ought to warn you, I've been in on social media since it very first started. Like I remember I was teaching an ad design class, and the students were all looking at the Facebook pictures of each other,
Oh, goodness.
and that's how I first got introduced to it. I signed on as soon as I could. I signed on to Twitter, Instagram, uh, Google Plus. So I've used them, I've sort of experimented with all of them. Right now, I'm just sort of right at the Facebook user.
Okay. How often do you use social media?
Oh, I probably check in actively maybe 3, 4, 5 times a week.
Okay. What do you use your social media for?
Oh, I use it for three things primarily. One, to keep in touch with my friends and family. Two, to keep in touch with news things going on, because I follow. I've got friends with similar interests, and they'll recommend stories, and I'll recommend stories. So it's a great sort of source to get information that I don't normally get myself. And third, it's a great way to kind of keep track of the opposition.
All right. And on your social media, how do you protect your privacy?
Well, that's a good question too. I just rely on Facebook's settings.
Okay. So you don't do anything, I mean, especially when you relate yourself to posts. Do you kind of think before you act? I know when I first got my Facebook, my mother said, don't put anything on there your grandmother wouldn't like to
Oh,
know.
that's a good rule. Yeah. Uh, I if I don't if I think about yeah, I usually don't just fire off.
Mm-hmm.
But if upon reflection I think, oh, I don't really want to say that, I have deleted posts. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think the future has in store for social media?
I think the future it could go one of two ways. It could be much more pervasive and control our lives, or be a much larger part of our lives. And I
Mm-hmm.
think if that's the case, I think we really need to sort of rethink how we use it. The other could be a little, maybe toned down a little more, and just become sort of a side venture to our lives, that we still live in kind of the here and now, face to face. I think one thing we're going to see technologically is a more robust audio interface so that we can just talk into it rather than type into it.
Do you think it's going to be more of a negative or positive thing?
That I think the users, the applications themselves, they're going to be try to be more invasive.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to try to hook us, make it more sticky. We're going to have to become much more vigilant in protecting ourselves from their tentacles.
It's very true. You're going to be much more vigilant on what your grandmother doesn't want to see.
Exactly. Grandma's going to have to get involved.
If you started to lose interest in social media, what would help you stay?
If I started to lose interest in social media, I would just let it flow, and I really wouldn't try to fight it.
Just let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. Okay. Well, thank you.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Thank you.